Hey everyone, me Kevin here. This is breaking news. This is a really bad week for Joe Biden. The eviction ban is over. The United States Supreme Court just canned it. So here's a kind of what happened and what this means going forward, because these are big changes for real estate. If, by the way, you are looking to invest in real estate and you want to try to find deals before they hit the market, go to metkevin.com/deals to check out Deal Machine, which can help you find deals before they hit the market by reaching out to sellers with Deal Machine, metkevin.com/deals. Okay, so first, we had the eviction moratorium that continued to be extended with a CDC letter or order, essentially, that said, hey, it's dangerous for people to get evicted because that could spread COVID. Well, the first one of these was thrown out of court. And then Joe Biden and the Biden administration threw together another and said, hey, well, this one will get us at least until October. We don't think courts will act until October. Let's just do a slightly reworded eviction moratorium with the CDC, change the requirements a little bit, and let's just put this back together so that way evictions are on hold again. So evictions went on a halt. Then, of course, the very next day, realtor associations, starting with realtor associations out in Atlanta, sued the CDC, saying this is unconstitutional, that we're against the law. The Supreme Court just threw out the eviction ban, and now you just basically revised an eviction ban and tried to have an eviction ban again, and now you're trying to play the legal process of, well, it's going to take a while for courts to actually respond to this, so at least we'll have eviction bans for the next 2 months or so. Joe Biden literally said that himself. He's like, oh yeah, like, this is probably not legal, but we're just going to do it anyway to try to help tenants. And this was big, a big celebration, like AOC and other people were out on the Capitol steps in Washington, D.C., celebrating this new eviction moratorium and everything. And a lot of this has to do, a lot of this sort of frustration in the rental space doesn't have to do with the fact that landlords are bad people or that tenants are bad people. It has to do with the fact that state governments, like California's government, are screwing tenants and landlords. Why? Because the federal government, that's Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, Congress, right? The House of Representatives and the Senate, they agreed to give Americans $47 billion of rental relief. And they agreed to give that to Americans starting in December and February of this year. There were sort of 2 rounds of funding this pot with the stimulus check packages, the $600 package and the $1,400 package. And so what ended up happening? Well, states totally punted getting people money. I think only like 10 or 11% of money countrywide, across America, has actually been distributed to tenants, which is a crime. I think we're at like $5 billion of distributions out of $47 billion. That's insane. It's slightly over 10%. That's super low. That means 90% of the money that's allocated for people to get free rent, like, up to 12 months of back rent paid and up to 3 months of rent going forward paid, is just sitting around somewhere in a bank account while people are struggling and suffering. It's been like 7 or 8 months. I mean, this is ridiculous. We're almost in September. It's insane how long it's taking to get this rent relief money. Governor Newsom in California is even worse. I think we're only at like 6% distributed in California. It's like, how stupid can you be? People are having a crisis. People need to catch up on their back rent from COVID. The government said, we'll pay it for you, and you just sit around for 8 months? Like, this is so wrong. So anyway, when the CDC was sued with this new Biden extension through October, the first judge who heard this case and looked at the preliminary injunction for this case said, no, I'm going to side with the CDC. I'm not going to rule on an injunction on this, and that would stop the lawsuit, right? I'm not going to rule on this. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to punt this. I'm not going to respond to this yet. That way tenants are basically still protected. But the Supreme Court of the United States just now, like minutes ago, in a 6-3 decision, like it wasn't even close. Like the Supreme Court just smoked this law, or not law, the CDC eviction moratorium. Biden's team just got smoked. The CDC eviction moratorium just got fully canned. This literally means there are no more COVID eviction protections. It's Thursday. Tomorrow, courthouses are going to be like exploding with new eviction filings. Like, the eviction crisis could literally be starting tomorrow, and over the next 60 to 90 days, we could start seeing a lot of real estate hit the market. Now, more real estate hitting the market, maybe, we're not sure. It depends how long it'll take for these properties all to process. If landlords evict tenants, and if rent relief doesn't get out to them, and then if those landlords decide to sell that property, it means there'll be more opportunities on the market somewhere between, I would say, Thanksgiving time and the end of January. So we could see evicted sort of real estate rental properties show up between that time. So that could be an opportunity for people who want to buy real estate. Who knows how many properties would actually hit the market? I don't think we'll have any kind of changes in interest rates. So I don't think interest rates will push pricing down for real estate at all by us seeing higher rates. But it is possible we could see a substantial uptake in inventory if all of a sudden these evictions start getting processed. The one thing that could really hit the brakes on this, and this is what I encourage for tenants and landlords who are in this situation, or for people who are stuck in this devastating situation where they lost their job for no fault of their own, landlords are now not receiving rent because the tenants lost their job or whatever through COVID, whatever. My number one, and this is seriously like my best recommendation, is, folks, do whatever you can to apply for that rent relief. In order to apply for the rent relief, you should Google your county. So whatever county you're in, just type in like Broward County, Miami-Dade County, rent relief, Broward County, rent relief, Ventura County, rent relief. Most states have county by county portals. If you can't find anything there, you can always try city, but you should be able to get a directory from your county. You need the tenant and landlord on the same page to actually do rent relief. This is very difficult because a lot of landlords and tenants hate each other. I am all about win-win negotiations. That's what I teach in my courses linked down below. 40% off coupon code, by the way, expiring August 31st. But I have courses on do-it-yourself property management, rental renovations, and investing in real estate. And the most important thing is that you have to have a win-win relationship with your tenant or your landlord. And now, of course, there's a whole lot more in the course in terms of how to do this and how to negotiate and everything, right? And things to do to minimize your chance of an eviction. But the reason it's so important is because you're both in this together. You both just got screwed. One of you got screwed by COVID, and the other one of you got screwed by COVID too. So, like, nobody's at fault. Usually what happens, though, is like landlords build up resentment for the tenant. The tenant starts ignoring the landlord. So quite frankly, you're both at fault for failing to communicate if that's happening. You got lots of resentment or you're ignoring your landlord. Get off your high horse, get back on the phone, and or send a text message. Just saw the eviction moratoriums lifted. Why don't we try to work together and start on a new leaf here and work through rent relief through the next 30 or 60 days. Let's try to get 12 months of back rent for free. I think you have to make like less than, what is it? The rental relief requirements are very, very liberal. They're pretty liberal. I want to let's do a quick look together, okay? I'm pretty sure they just sort by income, so they prioritize lower income folks. But let me do this. Let's go to like Broward County rent relief in Florida. Let's just do that together. See, I've been at this webpage before. All right, rent assistance. All right, let's go look at this together here. So here we go. Now accepting applications. So Broward County got $53 million. So an eligible household is defined as a renter household in which at least one or more of the individuals meets one of the following criteria. Okay, so one or more of the following criteria. Qualifies for unemployment, has experienced a reduction in household income, has incurred significant costs, or experienced a financial hardship due to COVID. Dude, anybody can say, I have a financial hardship due to COVID. Demonstrates a risk of experiencing homelessness or housing instability. That's basically anyone. Has a household income at or below 80% of the area minimum. This was this over here was one or more of the following criteria. So if you could show you have a financial hardship due to COVID, you should be able to apply to this. The only and I see right here is demonstrating a risk of housing instability and have an income at or below 80% of the median income. But if you can prove this right here, that you've had significant costs or experienced a financial hardship, you should be able to apply. So really, anyone should be able to apply. They do, though, prioritize people with an income at or below 50% of the median area income. But don't worry about it. Just apply. If your income's about that, like, just get in. It's so important. Get in. Look at that. Eligible households may receive up to 12 months of assistance measured from March 13th, 2020, plus an additional 3 months paying forward. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, even if you've just missed like a utility payment, you can apply for this. It's really liberal. Not to say liberal as in like left or right. You know, I know everybody's so politically sensitive these days. Okay, but please, landlord or tenant, try to work together. Number 2, looking for real estate deals, mettkevin.com/deals. And number 3, I wish you all the best, and thank you so much for watching. This is a crisis.